Okay, most of you know me, and if you don't know me, you're probably better off. But I'm going to be like Liz Taylor told her sixth husband, I won't keep you long. But anyhow, I was thinking about, I know some of you in here have grandsons and granddaughters, and what a joy they are to us. We kept ours some time back, and I'll never forget, it was bedtime. I took him up and put him into bed, and he came back out soon to the steps there. He hollered down and he said, Papa, can I have a glass of water? I said, sure, you can have a glass of water. Took him back up and tucked him in his bed. About 5 minutes later, I heard those little footsteps again. Gets to the head of the stairs. He said, Papa, can I have a glass of water? I said, sure you can. When I took him back up and tucked him in, I said, if anybody says Papa again tonight, I'm going to whip their bottom. Wasn't but a few minutes later, I heard these footsteps again. He said, Mr. Robertson, can I have a And I know most of you are used to, you know, a diamond's a woman's best friend. And naturally, dogs are a man's best friend. That's probably why a man should have a dog instead of a wife. I've said this a long time. The later you are, the more you exist. Dogs are always glad to see you. Dogs don't notice it if you call them by another name. A dog's parents never visit. A dog won't wake you up in the middle of the night and say, if I die, are you going to get another dog? You never have to wait for a dog. They're ready to go 24 hours a day. If you lock your dog and your wife in the trunk of your car, come back in 30 minutes, you'll see who's glad to see you. Anyhow, I was thinking about the other day, I was witnessed this thing. Two blonde-headed ladies. In fact, I think their names was Martha and Robin. Walking across the way over here, and Martha reached over and she saw a compact on the ground. She hit it with her foot. She picked it up and looked at it. And of course, she's blind. She can't see that good. So she said, you know what? Says, I think I recognize her. Robin says, let me see it. And she took the compact and she says, you should. That's me. Anyhow, I want to tell you, I only have 3 minutes, so I'm probably out of time already. But I want to tell you about marriage, how important marriage is to people, and how important your wife is to you, or your husband. We've been married a little over 16 years. Everybody needs a little counseling once in a while. Went to a counselor one time, and he talked with the wife, and he talked with me, and he brought us in together, you know, and he told me, he said, you know, your wife says that you never tell her you love her. I said, well, I told her before I married her I loved her, and that if anything changed, I'd let her know. And nothing's changed. So another time we went in the second time to see a counselor. He talked with my wife for a while, and then he talked with me. And he talked to us together, and he called us, and he walked up to my wife, and he wrapped his arms around her, kissed her right on the lips. He told me, he said, Mr. Robertson, this is what your wife needs every day. I said, do you make house calls, or will I have to do because you know, y'all seen my wife around here. She's a little short lady, a little redhead. We went shopping one time. And of course, you know clothes are stacked higher than 5 foot in those stores. And I couldn't find her. And I was walking down the aisle and met up with this guy. And I said to him, you know, have you seen a little woman around here that looks like she's lost? He said, have you lost your wife? I said, yeah. He said, I've lost mine too. I said, what's your wife look like? He said, she's about 5 foot tall, blonde curly hair, blue eyes, got on a pair of red hot pants, and a bikini top. He said, what's your wife look like? I said, forget about my wife. I think I've used up all my time. I'll be back next year.